All right, we're starting. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Go for a new year, good year going forward.
Healthy.
All right. Everyone got the minutes from last meeting? It was November.
Yeah.
Didn't meet in December. Any questions on anything? Do I have a motion to approve?
I
Okay,
second
in
it.
a second. All right, we're good. So moved. And now we're gonna do the director's report.
All right, so we're gonna go back to November, seeing as we did not meet in December. November, we had a pie social. We got pies from Sandy's Coffee Corner. Lemon meringue and blueberry are always our fan favorites, which is interesting. I think I asked people why they like the lemon meringue. I think it's because it's not a common one, like when you're out or whatever. But it always, that one goes like hotcakes. But anyhow, we had a delicious pie social. Everyone had a great time at that. We did this year Old Colony Elder Services. Every month we can order a special lunch. So we did a turkey one because it was November and we had not done this. So maybe more me. I wasn't quite sure how the turkey was going to be because again, it's like the regular lunches that we get, but it's a little more special, I guess you'd say. So I wasn't sure if it was going to be like turkey or kind of like slices of, the turkey was actually really, really good. It was delicious. Everybody loved it. So we will be sure to do that one again. We had a diabetic shoe presentation, which had a good turnout. The people that went seemed to really love the products. I don't think they have to necessarily get it from that person. The lady said that most insurances cover the shoes yearly, I guess, if you do diabetic shoes, which obviously are not cheap. But again, it was good information, and even Duval's has diabetics. They gave us some flyers on that too that we could give people so they can see it. And again, I don't know all the insurance part, but I guess from what she was saying, a lot of times the insurance will cover it. So a lot of people, I think few people here were asking afterwards that couldn't make the meeting if they could have information because they wanted to see if they could get some shoes too. We had Richard Nichols come back. He does a lot of Togepi kind of stuff, usually historical. He did Abigail Adams this time. He always comes dressed in full costume.
As Abigail.
Not Abigail, but like Pilgrim and so forth. But he always comes dressed full character. He does a great job. He brings a lot of props and everything. The people that come to it always enjoy his presentation. So we had Todd Goodwin again. He is a storyteller. He used to be a professor, I think, as well. He's very well spoken. He did a growing up in the 50s and 60s. I think this time we called it growing up grubby because what was the grub part? I forget what the grub part.
I forget
The family, the grubs. I don't know something.
Yeah.
I don't know, but anyhow, he does just a really good. He's a good storyteller and tells all about different things. So that gets a good group as well. We had a new series that we started called Art for Your Mind. The presenter is a local art historian. It's an educational art observation experience, basically. That challenges them to look at art in a different way. She's come a couple times, and it seems to be going well, but we just got an email from her, which goes back to our building and not having enough space and so forth, that she doesn't think she can continue because she can't stay focused on her own thing because she can hear the noise from the rest of the building. We put her in here and we shut the sliders and that, but she said it's too distracting when you can hear the other stuff going on, so she kind of dropped us. So it wasn't necessarily us as it is that the space wasn't working and she couldn't stay on topic, I guess, with hearing everything on the outside, so there's a shout out that our space is small.
Doesn't have room.
Yeah, exactly. Actual rooms. Therapy Gardens came again. They did a mindfulness presentation, which is to help, with stress, anxiety, depression, addiction, different things, but teaching people to be more mindful. We had our annual Knights of Columbus Turkey Dinner, which is always fabulous. They do such a great job. I'm always amazed at how much goes on behind the scenes, preparing for that, getting everything ready, the coordination of getting all the food out. I mean, the place is full. You know what I mean? And they just do such a great job all the time. And all the volunteers, the football team's there, the police are there. They just do a fabulous job every year. So shout out to I gave my little speech. What did I forget this year? My glasses. So I got to my jokes. I got my jokes. I'm like, I got them on paper this year because last year I couldn't remember my jokes. They weren't on paper. And then one was a cutout that somebody gave me, and I should have practiced this. You practice it at a time. I should have practiced. I couldn't see it. My arm wasn't long enough.
You got about 75% way through it, though.
Like the punchline is where I faltered. And I was like, oh no. So and I'm like, and other people are like, I had cheaters. I'm like, nobody ran up and gave them to me. I'm like, you saw me struggling. Nobody came to my next year. Melissa said she's gonna bring me glasses, everything. I struggled a little. So that was November, basically. December, we had a pop-up art school again. They did pine cones this time. And again, this one, the instructor, she's so good at making everyone seem like an artist. I mean, she brings her thing, and we're not always in here because other things are going on, but by the end, everyone always has this painting that I'm like, that looks so good. So I'm not quite sure how it all comes about, but she did pine cones this time, and actually I remember, I think it was Donna was taking hers with her because she was going to add even more to it and stuff like that, but that was a nice class. We had Todd Goodwood again. This time he did Acquired Boys Christmas, so I guess he's also a lifelong chorister. Is that the right word? He tells stories, but he's also always saying in chorus or choirs or whatever. So he did songs and humorous tales about winter and growing up and so forth. Matt York we've had before. He's acoustical songs, so he comes with his guitar and plays all acoustic and he does songs from a long time ago. He does current songs. He does a mix of everything. We probably had treats that day. I didn't write that down, but probably
we did Christmas cookies and Christmas songs.
Yeah, but he's really, we like him too. He's a good job. We did the Girl Scout troops to help wrap presents. So to accommodate the girls' schedule, we had to do it later. So we did it at 4:30. Technically, we're closed, but we stayed to do it. I don't think it's going to be a good turnout that time because it's dark already. We didn't get a lot of anybody coming. So it was a way to try to bring everyone together, but the timing isn't working because they're in school when the seniors are here.
Yeah.
When they
Next year, I'm going to try and proactively look at the school calendar and see if maybe there's a half day at the beginning of the month or something that we could kind of
accommodate better. I think it would work better, but I think our timing was definitely off on that one.
Yeah.
Medicare open enrollment ended in December. Jill, who is always a rock star, she had 83 people in person through open enrollment. Additionally, she had 42 people over the phone she helped. And I say all the time, I can't say enough, when that time hits for a month and a half, Jill's so busy, but she does such a great job of getting everybody through it, helping everybody. When there's cancellations, she fits other people in, and she comes in with a smile, even though most days I think she's struggling. But we're very fortunate to have her, so shout out to Jill. Our annual Christmas lunch, you guys were there? Were you there?
No.
Why? You didn't come? Oh, that's right. Never mind. Take that back. I know now. See where my memory doesn't work either. Anyhow, so we had our Christmas lunch, and obviously, as you guys saw, it was a full house. The weather was iffy that day, but it ended up being fine by the time they left. So anyhow, I love that Lisa was Santa and Mrs. Claus that day. Lisa, she brought Santa, did a great job. So anyhow, and I again can't thank all the volunteers enough because I'm so happy at how many people turn out to help us make that happen. So. Fabulous day that day. The high school had their annual holiday concert. They had about 40 people that went up there, and the kids do the performing, and then they do the serving of the lunch and everything. And that happened to be, unfortunately, the day after our annual lunch. So the timing of that, was a little whatever. But again, but anyhow, overall, the seniors had a lot of fun things to do throughout the month of December, so that was good. Building and property maintenance. So we do not have a custodian. I've spoken to the town about this going back to 2021. So we had cleaning issues then, not always being done and everything, and I spoke to whatever. Then along the way, the custodian became the facilities manager, the part-time maintenance guy became the custodian, full-time custodian. I was told that he was going to be our custodian. The building was not getting cleaned properly, and so on and so forth. So I was like, "What's going on?" Everything else. Then I was told that no, he's not our custodian. He's only the town hall custodian. So somewhere in the shuffle, we weren't getting great. Then we weren't getting hardly anything. We were getting by piecemeal because even though he's not technically our custodian, he does come over and do minimal. We have Wayne that comes in once a week and does a lot of things. So I did have a meeting recently over there and discussing kind of what's going to happen, but in reaching out to other department heads that have buildings, they all have gone to FinCom and asked for an increase in the budget to pay for cleaning services. So unless somebody disagrees of, putting this out here now at this meeting, but that's my plan. I meet with them next Tuesday, the 16th. And I'm going to ask, I'm waiting on some quotes back on what it would cost, what we're looking for. But I'm going to ask FinCom to give me like a new line. I don't even know if it's a new line or they added it to the line I have to be able to pay to have someone come in here because I'm like, we need someone daily. We have food daily. The bathrooms need to be cleaned daily. You know what I mean? It's not happening. And, I've tried to be, I think, patient. I've tried to, work with people and everything else. And at this point, I'm like, I don't know what else to do besides to ask the town to give money to cover this because I feel like it should be done. I feel like I shouldn't have to keep asking. I shouldn't feel like I have to keep trying to work around getting someone in here to do what needs to be done.
What about like the police and the library and all them?
They're outside.
They have someone from
They're
outside.
fire.
We do our own.
Yes.
You do your own? Okay.
Except we have John, Bob.
Yeah, once a week. That does, I'm sure, minimal, but does something. Yes, fire does their own, but the other ones all have cleaning services that they're paying. And it, comes out of the budget, but the budget comes from the town.
But like the fire department doesn't have a lot of outside people coming in.
Right.
It's just you guys.
Just me.
We're here. You have the town coming in materially.
And that's my point that I've made multiple times.
Right.
That's my point I've made multiple times over. I'm like, it's open to the public. We have people in here every day. We have people eating in here every day. Food being served every day.
Right.
The bathrooms are being used by multiple people every day. Like, you know what I mean? So
Even if they hired someone that works here half a day and goes to another department half a day, like it's someone that could do both places or multiple places.
yeah.
You think that's cheaper than hiring each department hiring their own? I would think it should be better, but I guess that's not up to you. That is not
up to me. And as far as then you get into benefits and so forth. And again, I've tried so many times. I feel like to kind of work through it. That at this point, I'm like, and speaking with other departments that are all just doing their own thing. I'm like, you know what? I think that's my resolution at this point until somebody does something otherwise, because we're just not getting the cleaning that we need. And I've asked multiple times. No one seems to be able to work out why or how. And
Well, even with the whole, I know COVID's behind us, but the whole COVID risk, and you've got that population here that is more susceptible.
Yes.
Like you need to have cleaned and wiped down on a regular basis.
Yes. 100%. Like, you know what I mean? And again, so many times we've gone over this and nothing changes, nothing happens. It's better for maybe a little bit, and then we kind of go back. And so at this point, I just feel like the only option is, and I hate to do it because it's not my intention to add more money to make things more costly, but I just feel like I don't know what else to do.
No.
And even like if you look right now, you can kind of see the floors. Like we had a luncheon here on Monday. The floor,
down there.
the floors are like, it's great we have new floors, but now we don't have anybody to even just clean the floors of all the grime that came in all on Monday with 50
Now you
people.
get all the salt and everything.
Yes.
This time of year.
Yeah. So
No, I agree. You have to do it.
So it's.
Do we have to vote on that or anything, or do we have to talk to them first?
Yeah, I don't even know. I mean, I guess if you wanted to take a vote that you're in favor that I ask for it, because that's my intention, like I said, is on Tuesday. I don't know until I get the quotes exactly how much I'm going to ask for, but I said what I would really like is someone to come in and fully clean the building, a good cleaning, and then someone to maintain it. I need someone to come in every day. The floors, the toilets, we get the trash out every day.
Yeah.
But that's kind of, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, the daily stuff needs to be done. The table's wiped down every day. Like, you know what I mean? I don't think it should take someone that long to come there. It's not a big building. It's not a huge building, but it needs to be done regularly.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, again, if we got a good cleaning and then they maintained it, we should be in pretty good shape. But the problem is that's not happening. So, And again, nothing, unfortunately, is cheap. Like, when you look at the prices, I'm waiting to see what they're going to say. But, you know.
That's what I'm saying. They'll have to look into it. But I think if they can hire someone or a company, it will be cheaper for them to do it for multiple places than to do, I'm hiring you for here and you for here and you for here.
One would think. But, you know what I mean? I just feel like I've tried, like I said, so many times that I just feel like the only route now is to try and do what I need to do for us.
Yep.
Because it's not getting done in a collective way. And I don't know how else to go about it besides doing what I need to do for here, based on what everybody else is doing for their own building. So I'm going to go that route at
I
this
agree
point.
with it, so do it. Let
Okay.
us know if we have to do
Yeah.
anything.
Okay. That's my plan. Bus maintenance, our larger bus, needed to be serviced. It needed brake pads, and there's a leak. I guess with those buses, the way the tops are on them, they seal them, and you know the bus moves and wiggles and jiggles, and the seal can come loose or undone. So there's a spot by the drive. It seems to be on the driver's side where it was leaking again. So we're going to see about sealing that again. And then yesterday, the glass, one of the doors that opened like that, there was ice, and the driver was trying to get the ice off and somehow hit the door, and the whole panel shattered.
Oh.
So the bus is now off getting serviced. The whole bus. When it's coming back, I don't know, but we've adjusted accordingly. We have the smaller bus, so it just means we have to, limit who can be on it and all that good stuff. But we have adjusted, and we'll get by until we can get our other bus back. It's just what happens.
I did that on a car before, one of my cars.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I had like 5 feet of snow on it. So I started brushing it, and then I said, took my shovel and going, well, what's that? Shh.
Not a good day.
Tiny the sun sound.
Trips, we went to Market Basket in West Bridgewater. They went to the Bourne National Cemetery. This is going back to November for Veterans Day. We've gone to Kohl's, we've gone to Skechers Outlet, Sabres, Ollie's, Walmart, the Dedham Mall, the Plain Ridge Casino, Ocean State, Target, Deanne's, Enchanted Village, and Stanley's Restaurant, which I don't even know, is Stanley's part of Enchanted?
No, they're in
Holbrook.
Holbrook.
Holbrook, yeah.
Holbrook. The Cape Cod Mall, they went to La Salette Shrine, and Bliss Creamery was there. They went to the Plymouth Walmart, Ocean State, and Stevie G's, and the Market Basket in Hanover, all through November and December. And I think that's everything. I don't know that I don't think I've forgotten anything else. Yep.
All right. Do I have a motion to approve the director's report?
Motion.
So moved. I'm like, what? Yeah.
And then I should have 2 months worth of financials. There's November and December.
There's no changes.
Yeah.
That's good.
Just paying the bills and paying the staff.
Any questions? Have a motion to approve it? I approve. Second. All right. So moved. Do we have any committee reports?
I don't have anything really under like self-help. John's still doing fuel assistance. It's not really busy. I don't know if we.
Post on Facebook or something.
Yeah, I was gonna have us repost it on Facebook out there. I mean, if anybody knows anybody, you can mention it. Again, it's not that we do it here, but it's not something only for the seniors. It could be anybody that needs fuel assistance throughout the town, and John again will gladly help them get the paperwork done and get everything sent off that needs to be done. But it hasn't been overly busy as of late. I felt like he started off kind of busy, but it's been kind of quiet for him. So, I mean, he started earlier this year too, because the recertifications this year, usually those aren't technically, he does like new ones. This year we had said the recertifications, when they get them back in like August. I said if they want to come in, if they think they need help, whatever, because even though it's just a form where they have to show their income. I think that's really it, like their source of income when it's a recert.
Yeah, and I think just sign off that everything is still the
it's source
same.
of income sign, but sometimes the form is intimidating. It's a really long form with a lot of stuff on it, so I think sometimes when,
Colored.
yeah, it's a
Not
color.
like a white one.
When it's color, I'm right, oh, there's something bad. It's not white, yeah. So this year when he said, did we mind? I said, not at all. So a lot of people come in, and then he'll also make a copy of that too, so that if there's any problems, there's a copy, so that a lot of times people don't make a copy, they just send it, and then they don't have anything, and if it doesn't get there or something goes wrong, Self-help has been really slow this year. I don't know, again, if they're like everybody else short-staffed. But it's taken longer, and we have also the people that have got money, it seems like there's less than what they got last year. So I don't know how that's going to work for people, especially when you come to the oil situation, because the gas, electric, and that they can't shut it off on them if they're over 65. But when you don't have oil, you don't have oil.
Yeah.
And if you don't have the money to fill it. And the only other thing, this doesn't come under reports, but the only other thing that's been coming up kind of right now too for people, and this is prior to the DPW and the school, is that the tax bills went out and people have seen increases. So that's going to be, I think, a big thing when everything hits, because even right now the tax rate went down, but the assessment of the houses went up, so people's bills went up. So it's a jump already prior to everything else hitting. So that'll be a big one. We had a woman yesterday that came in, and hers almost doubled, honestly, from her last one. So the assessor came over. We went over what she can apply for. Hopefully she's going to be getting like the senior one that she wasn't getting, which is a sizable amount, but it's a lot. So we've been trying to get the water and the trash. Not that it's a lot, but a lot of regulars actually in here weren't getting it. It's 25 on the trash and 40 on the water. Is that right? I think. So again, it's not a lot, but it's something. So yeah. So we've been trying to get that one out to people to make sure they're getting those rebates, abatements, whatever exemptions they call them.
Yeah.
But besides that, I think that's everything. The next meeting that I date for us would be Valentine's Day.
You don't have to.
Does anybody have any plans that day? They can't make it? It's 9 in the morning, so I'm assuming that, dinner won't be till later for everybody.
All right. A motion to adjourn?
Motion.
In a second.
Second.
All right.